words were at this point in time how you felt about what Rodeo was saying about the whole Twitch movement.
Well, it's not just what Rodeo was saying. I'm just going off the points, right? Like it's just different viewpoints. I've been on Twitch for a year now. Rodeo is not super familiar with Twitch, right? So it's two different worlds, two totally different worlds. And there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with the way Rodeo thinks because he's just playing it his way. But I'm just saying, I think there's a way for you to bridge that gap. You know what I mean? This is definitely a place for you to bridge that gap, and it's a wicked place for you to find new talent. You know what I mean?
Can I ask? Can I ask? Scratch. Can you tell what are your 3 favorite DJs that have not been playing for the past 10 years that are on Twitch right now? So none of those ones that you know for the past 10 years. Which would be like your 3 favorite ones? Like sometimes you'd be like, I'll take a listen to this guy and bounce my head.
People that are on Twitch that I know
people
from
that are
before?
on Twitch. Yeah, I'm just.
I don't know. I have to think about that. Let me think about that. But there are quite a few.
No, I just want to hear some names because I don't really know, and you're educating me right now, right? Like you learn every day, so you're educating me right now. So I like, you know.
Like I say, I think there are a select amount of people out there in the world that do what you do, or even that do what I do, that are going to approach business afterwards the same way you're talking right now, right?
Yeah.
But like, so the point I was making, I just wanted to wait till Ricky jumped back in. So the point I was making before with Twitch, like at the beginning, yes, of course, because I was starting from scratch, I got eyes on me at the beginning, right? But to sustain and be still relevant after a year and still grow on Twitch is a super, super difficult thing to do. You know what I mean? It's an amazing platform, but it's a very tough platform, and even worse now because of the saturation of it all, right? So my point is that, like, when I say Rodeo is sounding like the old guy that doesn't want to hear new music, I just mean I think you're letting another opportunity pass you by. You know what I mean? I don't mean that. Rodeo knows, like, I don't mean it in a disrespectful way.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I think you're only hurting yourself by letting it just pass you by.
Okay,
by not
Ricky,
by not paying attention to it.
Ricky, give me one sec. You know what, Scratch? I agree with you, but I'm gonna be like fatally honest right now.
Yeah.
The amount of different social media platforms right now is becoming a little overwhelming for a person like me.
Of course.
That's what I say. That's what I'm being
fatally
honest.
You're not alone.
It's overwhelming. It's like I just heard Ricky mention another platform that's trying.
Mixcloud.
You understand? It's overwhelming right now. So what I do is I just research, and it's a different thing now. I do research. Who's everybody talking about? Who does everybody want to hear? Because I can't follow and get personally. I have a personal listenership with so much different people on so much different platforms. So right now I choose to I put a whole bunch of young lokes around me. You know, goes Ricky, you know all the things that already. You put a whole bunch of young lokes around you, and the young lokes feed you the real. And that's just how I do it right now. I understand, because you have a certain love for the music and the game that's beyond me as a promoter.
Yeah, because it's two different worlds. It's two different worlds.
You understand? I have a love for getting people together. So I'm not that as in tune. Like, I'm being fairly honest. I'm not that in tune with the art of DJing anymore, because there's no more records, and everybody that can get 8,000 songs off of somebody else's computer becomes
a real DJ.
DJ Red, White, and Blue. So, you know, it's a certain reasons why it lost me. It's
all
like,
right, stick up in.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like you said, you must come from Portland country. But listen, stick up in for real. Like, Scratch, I have to even say, because, you know, I used to firebun promoters in the past saying, why promoters don't run this, sound man run this. You get what I'm saying? But as a DJ, sound man, whatever you want to call it, at this point right now, how would a promoter approach Twitch? You get what I'm saying? Because we as
you're just looking for trends. You're just looking for talent, really and truly. Like, what you got to understand with Twitch is
Yeah, but hold on, one sec, Scratch. One sec. Is that what I mean? Is that we get to go on Twitch and we play in our music on Twitch, and the people are following you and me, so to speak, right? But Rodeo puts together parties. So how does Rodeo play on Twitch? Does Rodeo sound?
No.
Will Rodeo Promo get a DJ that represents Rodeo Promo and play on Twitch? But how does Rodeo play on Twitch? How does a promoter, regardless what promoter, play on Twitch? You know?
I mean, he can do exactly what everybody else is doing without the DJing part. He can put shows together on Twitch. He can do exactly what he wants to do, right? That's what I do. I'm a DJ and promoter. I don't rely on other people. I do shit myself. But so for me, like, keep in mind, anybody that's watching, like, Rodeo and myself is two totally different ways of looking at things, right? Yes, I'm a DJ first. I do my own events. So the way I look at Twitch is I'm just broadening my brand across the world. So now I'll be able to take my parties like Rodeo. The ways I would say Twitch can benefit you is A, finding talent, seeking talent.
All promoters, listen to this.
But in general, yeah, it's just expanding the brand. So Rodeo, let's say you have a party called, I'm looking at my daughter's stuff here, Pamper Box. So Rodeo's Pamper Box, right? Bang. You do it in Toronto, it's a huge party. You go on Twitch and you do it as a monthly, Pamper Box, and people just see the numbers grow, and you're bringing in artists from all over. And keep in mind, like, now in the digital age, Rodeo, like, events that I've done on my Twitch channel, I could never, ever do in real life with the talent that I've had just by simple phone calls and just by simple text messages. You know what I mean? I'm like, let me get this guy from here. Let me get this guy from Brazil. Let me get this guy from Amsterdam. Bang, 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 bang. Done. One party, done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're not looking at it you can't look at it on a financial level for Twitch like that. It takes a very long time to make money on Twitch, right? So Twitch does not work in the same ways as we're used to with events, and it never will. You know what I mean? Unless you're a gamer with millions of followers, it never will. For DJs,
gamers are getting paid.
Yeah. As a DJ, it's going to be super, super tough, right? So, like, for you, Rodeo, I would say if you ever wanted to dip your foot in it, because the reality is, and I saw somebody said it before, the streaming life from now is never going to go away. It's never going to go away, because we have to, like, it took me a long time also to realize that we're so set on Eastern Standard Time, and we're so set on Toronto mentality, and we're so set on us, you know what I mean, that we forget everybody else in the world.
I didn't.
No,
I didn't. My clock is set for Japan time, bro. Real talk.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that, these are the things that Twitch taught me, is like, you do shows at different times, you get audience from different places, right? So when we go out, and like all my events that I do in the real world, quote unquote, whatever that may be, are going to be hybrid events. I'm going to be streaming from the venue.
Okay.
To please other platforms and to please other areas.
You know what? Everything you said is very strong, pointed, and valid. Everything you said. But the only issue I have with that whole scenario is I deal with dancehall artists. And hold on. And you know I'm going with this. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows where I'm going with this. You know what I'm saying? So this is my pushback at you. It's very difficult without putting money on the table to get a bounty from whatever, and a next man from the North Shore on a time, at a time. You understand what I'm saying, Scott? You could email your brethren in Amsterdam and your next brethren in England and be like, yo, 4 o'clock your time, 5 o'clock your time, and be like, yo, bro, we're there. You run those same texts to Shensia. Yeah.
Ricky.
You know what I'm saying? You run those same texts, and it's very, very difficult. But Scratch, you know what it is? For me, it's beyond money, and I'm gonna stick to dancehall, because if I could trend in away from dancehall, and like you said, and expand and make money, but right now I live for the culture, B. Straight up, I'm gonna like till my last.
You know what, Rodeo? That brings me right into hope Ricky. Okay,
he's back.
Ricky,
he's
you
back.
there? Yeah. Okay. Good. Brings me right into the next questionnaire, and it relates to the playing of the music on the social media platform, do you now, as selectors who are in the top tier of selecting, find that you have to change your music to grab the audience? You have to, so it's not just about dancehall anymore, is it? Or is it, can you, move the dancehall into the zone and stick with just the audience? Are you limited? Are you finding that you have to change your music to gain more audience? What's going on? We'll start with you, Ricky.
Oh, all right. All right. So what you do for, are we talking about just generally Twitch, meaning online, or just online generally?
I would say online in general.
All right. To me, you play to your strength. If people know you as a hip hop R&B DJ, play your hip hop and R&B as your strength, and then you touch into this and you touch into that. You get, that's my opinion, right? So what I do now, me personally now, I play a lot of dub plates, right? And I play a lot of hardcore music, because for me, that's my strength. I'm actually could be even known on that level, right? So I kind of feel like, but then again, if you are a DJ that has multi-talent, if you actually like the other music, play it. Play it. It will expand your crowd, but don't leave who you are. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to go out there and play pure rock music all night, but don't get it twisted. I know the whole AC/DC album them. You understand? But I'm not known for that.
Why wouldn't you?
I would. What I'm trying to say is that I'm going to play to my strength. And then, for example, on Twitch, you have a schedule. I have a thing called Manic Mondays. On Manic Mondays, I play rock, Bee Gees, I play old school jazz and Coltrane, and I play all that old kind of stuff from the 50s jazz coming right up. But that's not my strength, Richard. You get what I'm saying? So I like certain things. I like it. I like certain R&B, and I love a lot of hip hop, but it's not my strength. I'm not going to go out there as a hip hop DJ. I'm going out there as a dancehall reggae DJ, and then I touch down in the different genres that I like, and I try my best because I try to keep it authentic. I don't want to be, I try to keep it authentic for each genre that I touch.
So when you say it's not your strength, are you talking as a brand, or are you talking as Ricky capability?
Yeah, as a brand.
The music.
As a brand, because I grew up in Canada since the 70s, so I know every rock song that came out, and I like a lot of them, right? And I know all the disco them, and I know all the hip hop and R&B them. So my strength is music overall. I love all music, Richard. But as a Jamaican and as a sound man for reggae dancehall, my strength is reggae dancehall. You know? Yeah, man.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong. I was just wanted to see what you meant by strength.
No, it makes sense. I don't want to go into. You know what it was like, Scratch? Remember back in the days, Rodeo? You might even have heard these complaints. Remember back in the days when Scratch, we were playing a dance. It's like King Turbo Scratch. We kind of know what we're gonna do in terms of like, all right, Scratch plays the R&B, King Turbo plays the reggae. Then you'll have a sound that comes in between us and plays R&B and reggae. Kind of messes up the night, guy. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
You want me to call their name? You want me to call their name?
No.
Let me tell you who did it.
You've never stopped yourself before.
Baby Blue. Baby Blue. Good old fucking big up Carrie. Saying? Yeah. But then man, they would come in the middle of the session and play soca, R&B, hip hop, slow songs, and motherfucking
and then
you get what I'm saying? And then they're like, come in Turbo or come in Scratch. And it's like, well, okay, a little bit of everything, just the best of everything just played, yeah? Saying? But big up Baby Blue. Like, I talk to Carrie Steps After Dark. I talk to Carrie all the time. So big up Baby Blue. But the shit's real, yo. The shit be real, man. Right?
How are you feeling about that?
I stick to my genre. Sorry, I stick to my genre, and I expand on other nights when I feel creative.
All right. How are you feeling about that, Scratch?
I mean, I'm totally the opposite, because I mean, you guys know me already. I kind of play everything, always have. So I exercise it to the maximum. You know,
you're not playing enough dub plates, Scratch. You think I don't know what you got? Play those dubs, yo.
Tomorrow I am. And tell whoever that not so famous in here that in the chat that thinks I know nothing about reggae, tell him to tune in too.
Right.
Yeah, he'll play.
That's a young boy. You know.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
They don't know, Scratch. They don't know. They don't know. You know.
If you're a King Turbo fan, behave.
But I mean, I get Ricky's point. I'm kind of the opposite on it. I use this time and platform to really flex my wings. You know what I mean? I like people showing up to my channel and being like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. You know what I mean? And Ricky, I mean, I've had this conversation with Kamal about 10 times with Black Reaction, right? And I'm like, Kamal, everybody knows you could play reggae already. Everybody knows you could play dubs. Play other shit that you're capable of playing. Like shock. It's a time to shock people. Like Ricky, if I was on your channel and always heard you play reggae, I'd be like, it's cool. It's cool. You know what I mean? But if I showed up and I heard you playing the AC/DC, I'd be like, what the fuck is going on here?
No, you know what? You don't want to lose your staple. You don't want to lose your base crowd, though, bro.
No, of course. And your situation's a little different because you guys are more directly into one genre of music. I've never really been. You know what I mean? I'm kind of always been all over the place. But what also DJs need to understand on Twitch and all these platforms that they're playing music right now is that we are retraining people. We have been retraining people for a year now. And without even knowing that, like
the people themselves.
Trust me, like people are going to go out to these clubs now and want to hear different music, want to hear a bigger catalog of music. You know what I mean? DJs aren't going to be able to just go out and play Heads High and Murder She Wrote and all that stuff all the time. And the house guys playing Follow Me and the 3 songs that they've always been playing. Like people's minds have been open now because every channel you go on has been playing different music. And a lot of DJs really dig deep. You know what I mean? Of course, there's always going to be the mainstream of what it is. And a lot of crowds will still be the same as they were. But to a lot of people, and keep in mind, Twitch is a bit of an older platform. There's not a lot of really young DJs and stuff on Twitch that I've seen. You know what I mean? But especially for my generation and stuff, like we are preparing crowds for a whole new life when we get back out there. Like we're going to be able to, I know for myself, I'm going to be able to do way more events with more diverse music and connecting with different people and stuff like that. And like, those are the things, Rodeo, where even if you just dug a little, and even if you want to link me, I can show you, I can take you on a passport tour one night, you know what I mean? And just show you, but in all fun and games, like you'll be surprised at connections and shit that you can really pull off on a platform like Twitch. And that will benefit you coming out of Twitch. Because reality, even we know, Rodeo, is like, it's going to be a while before we can do 5,000 people parties in Toronto and Canada and stuff. It's still going to be a while. It's definitely not this year. It might not even be next year. You know what I mean? So, I mean, the reality is we are going to be starting at these 200 parties and 300 people parties. That's going to be our wheelhouse for a little while. You know?
But yo, Rodeo, isn't it going to be sweet though? That when you put on your flyer to come on at 9 o'clock, the blood clot people, them have to come on at 9 o'clock now?
Yeah.
But listen,
because they realize what they missed right now.
But okay, that's beautiful. But right now, what I would present to you is an average good party is about, to me, 1,500 people. When I do the drive-ins,
that's your average. That's a crazy party.
No, because when we've done 4 drive-ins right now, with an average of 3 people per car with 500 cars. So I'm still in this climate. I still have the ability to get 1,500 people out of their house and get them to buy tickets and get them to have a semi-real experience. And that's you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's a legacy thing, but that's just the kind of thing I want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
I want to just feed the community. You know what I'm saying? That's what I really want to do.
I've never been invited, so I don't know. I'm just
me neither.
All right.
Wendy's here.
Yeah.
But Rodeo, all I'm saying is like, and trust me, you built your name to a certain, as all of us have in here, we built our names to a certain, like, I could have never went on Twitch and survived the rest of my life playing parties and done parties, of course. Yeah. You know, there's certain people that can still get away with that. But all I'm saying is, why limit yourself when there is opportunities for you to expand your business and make
great point.
Ton? Yeah.
Great point.
That's all it really is.
Great point.
Yeah.
Point taken. Point taken.
Let me ask you guys, is the new music, is it gaining listenership? Is the new music appealing to, you know, you, your audience, and Scratch, you know, you're more, I would say, diverse in the genres of music that you get. And I get a lot of dance. I get a lot of R&B and hip hop. I haven't really gone into the rock and roll and stuff like that as yet, but I do get a lot of R&B and hip hop. And are you finding that it's appealing to you? And then I'll get to Ricky about the dancehall. Then I'll ask Rodeo if how he interprets listening to it.
Yeah,
but you
I mean,
yourself,
it's just like any decade, any genre. There's good and there's garbage. It's that's never going to change. And I mean, the R&B is amazing right now. You know what I mean? There's a ton of good shit out there. It just I think now is just
sweetie.
Yeah, and I think it's just cool. I think the cool thing is that I think the way, especially now with the trend of the music, obviously retaking all the old school stuff again, that trend is coming back once again, even with the reggae from what I've been hearing with the rhythms and stuff. But it's a lot cooler now where you can really, really mix the throwbacks and the current and have it all sound like one great thing at one time. It's not so separated, I find, anymore with the music as it was maybe like 3-4 years ago.
Okay. Ricky, how are you feeling with the dance hall? Let me concentrate with the dance hall. How are you personally feeling with, and I know you play roots rock, a lot of 90s. How are you feeling with the new coming out and how to brand it out there?
I can't lie, I kind of like it still. Yeah, because like, you know, Chronic Law, Javalani, Squash, Cartel, of course. I forget about the individuals. I like it still. I like the overall dancehall going on right now. Right? My worst time of dancehall, when I didn't like dancehall, was around the time of Log On. And I thought that dancehall was weak them times, bro. You get what I'm saying? So
the dancing, the jiggy area. The jiggy area. You didn't like
I felt it was weak at the time, but right now dancehall is strong. These guys, it's like, to me, it's like the hip hop young youth them are listening to the dancehall young youth them, and the dancehall young youth them are listening to the hip hop guys, right? A lot of the hip hop guys are not rhyming on the rhythm, but it's kind of like the style. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, okay.
But like, so I don't know. I feel like they're both listening to each other and blending, yo. And it's all good. I like it. I like the new stuff right now. And because even the one drop rhythm, like the oldies kind of rhythms, are doing good. And England is doing good again in terms of taking back over the singing stuff and the one drop rhythm. So dancehall right now is strong. I feel bad for Ryan King and Javalani, them, who were just about to start touring, and then this COVID shit locked them down. You get what I'm saying? They were just about to start touring out the place and bust up the place, and COVID stuff locked them down, you know? I had a show in Antigua with Ryan King and Javalani, I think Javalani, but it got canceled out of COVID, right? So dancehall is good. I like it. I play the new shit all the time. I love it.
Now, Rodeo, as a listener outside, because you have to listen, your ears have to be zoned in to listen to the music, listen to it. DJs are letting it out there, because these are the people that in turn you're going to end up possibly hiring or seeing them on an event. How are you finding the music and the audience? Are you finding them matching right now, or is there
you know what's a shame? We're never gonna get to hear how it sounds to hear a crowd sing back a Skilly Bang line, and we're never gonna get, like, listen, it's a feeling. Scratch knows what I mean. It's a feeling, you know. It's a feeling. We're never gonna get to hear them sing back a Little Baby. You understand? And that's what I'm saying. In compliment to the music, there is good music out there, but it takes good DJs to bring out good music, because all the music isn't good. But there is good music, and it's a shame that some of this good music, the crowd's not really gonna get to collectively feel it.
Yeah, I think the hard hitters will be there, but that's also what you just said. It is a super great point. That's a great point. I didn't even think of that, but that's a great point. But that also goes to show that music nowadays has no lasting power. Period. You know what I mean? But I think like a Bricks Pump Bricks and things like that, those will still be very, very strong songs that will last a very long time. Like, those are kind of standouts. You know what I mean?
I do. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Right now we got to focus on the artist. And what happens is, back in the days, the crowd, Rodeo's crowd would have said, boy, you know, they're focusing on what the DJs play. But now I think that the artists have a chance to get the crowd, the people themselves, to focus on just them. So now if I play Javalani, these guys are, the request them that I get for Javidan are like some deep tunes them, like it's not the surface songs. So the people are digging further into the artists themselves and getting their whole album or whatever it is.
Good point. That's a good point.
That I wouldn't even know that these people would know. So the artists them are kind of getting a thing off of this still, you know, in that way, getting deeper fans. Although they can't see them perform, they're watching them online like crazy, you know. Like,
I now know so much about artists that I've never known before. You are so right. Trust
it's
me.
true.
You are so right.
Big up.
Yo, I listen, I got to big up one of my favorite sounds. I don't know them well, but I see them and I hear they play their music, Soul Survival sound, and you know, it takes me now. Yeah, Pablo. I don't know them real well, but I like how they move, and I like how listening to their sound play and stuff like that. It takes me into an area of the sound clash, which, you know, Scratch doesn't partake in, but he knows all about it. And it's on the outside looking in, and I want to get his perspective because, I mean, we're going to talk to Ricky after because he's deep into it, and Rodeo's a promoter, but he doesn't, I don't think he promotes them as, I don't even know if he's ever promoted a clash, to be honest with you. Too far. They're here. Is it my Frozen again? Because everybody's.
I just see a Frozen. I'm the only one active, and then 3 on Frozen on my screen. I don't know.
I'm active on my screen. I see 3
You're
Frozen
active.
on my screen.
Okay. Everybody.
Okay,
There's
Rodeo's
Scratch.
back.
There's Rodeo.
Scratch is back.
There's Ricky. All right. There's Ricky. All right. God is good. God is good. God is good. Sound Clash now has turned into on the media, on the platform. Right, I've done clashes. They're 5 minutes. They're this, they're that. But a lot of them, not really on mine, but I see a lot of others. They get aggressive. Scratch, you're at home and you want to take in a clash. You play music. You could clash. I'm not saying that you can't. People should know that Scratch could, if he wanted to. He could clash. He has his music. But you look on the outside and you take it in. What do you see? What are you perceiving when you look at a clash and there's a bag of, you know, your mother this and your mother that, and what are you looking at? What are you seeing?
Yeah, I'm like Rodeo. That's not really. I don't like when it gets to that kind of aggressive kind of level. I think it's a music thing. But I mean, I've seen Ricky in action many times, so I get it. And yeah. Ironically, that's the thing I loved most about Ricky was I love his aggressiveness. You know, it was a weird thing for me, but me as a fan, like, I mean, like Suspense just said, like my dubs are super aggressive, which is hilarious because I don't clash. I just get it's just for me to have. But right. I mean, I love it. I love when guys get super creative. I love when people really sit down with the artists and rewrite these things. Like I love the creativity of it all. I love when people put humor into it. You know what I mean? Like I mean, obviously it's not, I don't live in that world. So it's a different, I look at it as a consumer more than anything. But I mean, I think it's needed. I think it lost its way for a good while. You know what I mean? I think people got caught up in the money aspect of it all and all that stuff. And Ricky, I mean, can attest to the promoters that were doing those clashes were a bag of nonsense and sure. A whole bunch of stuff that were going on. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't follow it religiously, but I will definitely always keep my eyes and ears open. And I mean, people always send me stuff and, yo, did you hear this clash? And did you hear this dub? And you know what I mean? I think yeah. The Red Bull thing kind of was a good thing in a sense. It just brought it really to the mainstream market, and it yeah. it became a fun thing again. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think it's much needed. I mean, this is really Ricky's conversation to have right now.
Okay, right. Let me jump in before Ricky jump in.
Yeah, I was like, let Rodeo talk.
Let me jump in before Ricky jump in. B, the way that the clashes go.
Oh shit.
To me,
say your thing. Say your thing.
No. To me, the suck your mother, the level of disrespect that's going on is alienating people that would like a clash. You understand? And it's to the selfishness of the DJs and the detriment of their fans why it happens. Because Clash could have a bigger fan base if they kept it about the music and murdered people with the music. But right now, there's so much more disrespect on the mic than music getting played. Because they'll, you know, Ricky, you gotta hear me, B. You gotta take it. It's
I'm listening. I'm hearing you.
Pure incoming. B. There's way more talking than music. They'll cut a dub for $7,000 and play 4 seconds of that dub, B.
And talk on the thing. And talk on the thing. Guilty.
B, and I'm telling you, and I love Clash. I was at the Clash when Chin called Ron Nelson Donkey Dread. I was at Zone 1 when White Boy when Polly punched out White Boy. I was at in Scarborough when Kilimanjaro shot up the dance up off of Danforth. I can tell you many clashes. You're talking about, you understand me, B? And I've never ever decided, you know what? This is something I'd like to promote because it cannot be promoted to the masses, B.
All right. Sound clash genre is a what do you call it? It's a very specified genre. It's not just dancehall or reggae. It's not oldies. It's not Raytown. It's sound clash. I mean, I had to use white supremacy to win World Clash. Right? What happens in the war field stays on the war field. And we all sound men know this. So hold on again here. Sound clash business is not a commercial market, bro. See? It's not.
Fair point.
It's not to make a money off a big dance off because you have sound clash guys like Stone Love clashing. Then you have sound clash guys like Kilimanjaro and Black Cat clashing, right? In the dancehall market, Panta and Ricky Trooper are going first ballot Hall of Fame. And all they said through their whole career is Suck Your Mother.
Can I?
See? Now, mind you, there's a time and a place for everything. Because when I was at World Clash on night 1, 2, and on night 1 and 2 World Clash, New York and Canada, I said Suck Your Mother once at the end when I was winning, right? But I wouldn't say Suck Your Mother to get to the top because I know a lot of people shun against that. And I know that the World Clash was a very international / commercial market. The smaller the market in terms of the more dirty the garrison, if me there sure I'm in a clash, my God, you're about to suck your mother and shot in your face. You're here. If I'm in Shoreham. But if I'm doing that same clash over at fucking Liquid nightclub, I'll be like, oh, okay, you know what you could do with your mother. It's not authentic. It's not authentic, man. Right? And I gotta keep the shit authentic. Otherwise, I'm gonna get somebody on my sound to go down to those clubs and do it like that.
If I did a clash, I would ban Suck Your Mother.
Yes, you have the right because you know
what? If
what?
I did a clash, I would ban that.
As I've gotten in my 31st year of King Turbo, it's just now I'm saying, boy, Ricky, you know you have to stop telling man to suck their mother. So I started telling him to suck their mother, little brother, pitney, father, dog, pets. Right? So I'm just trying to say, it's just a part of, it's just an entertainment value, bro. See, I tell a man to suck their mother, and me and them men are actually real brethren. And
okay, hold on. One question. So, okay, when Polly and my boy was warring the other day, do you agree with them levels of Suck Your Mother?
Guess what happened? There's a what's the word I'm saying? What's the word I'm looking for? There's like a moral compass to the game. You understand what I'm saying? Like, for example, if I'm clashing Wiz, right? And I know that, and I don't really know this, but, and I know that, let's say that something happened to Wiz's mother, for real, in real life, right? I have a moral compass that I'm not going to tell this particular guy because of his personal situation. I'm not going to take my moral compass past it to tell him to suck his mother. You understand what I'm saying? there's a time, like there's a thing, and there's a moral compass. And
but how do you know? You don't know though. You don't know.
Hold on. Polly don't have no moral compass. And the reason why I say that is because he does know. He would know about a situation and jump on it and go down on it the way how he does. Right? And that's passing the moral compass of the sound man business. I play weddings and I play also, we call them like a picnic thing. What you call those things where little kids are getting
baby showers?
Baby showers, okay. Yeah. I play those events too and stuff. I would never, ever, ever say anything inappropriate in a situation like that. So I do, there's a time and a place for everything, bro. And the Sound Clash Arena says, the title of it is Suck Your Mother. That's the Sound Clash Arena, bro. Ricky Trooper, the legend, and Panta, take it that way there.
All right. Well, right.
Big up Rodeo. I hear you, Rodeo. You can't hire me. That's why we haven't been on the same side of the river, bro.
Hold on. So, Scratch. All right, Scratch. We're like, we don't even want to bring up the past, but you know, there was at one point where it was supposed to go, you know, the whole Baby Blue versus Scratch. I agree, but that is whatever it is. Is there a place for hip hop to actually have that kind of competition?
I want to see that one, man.
No, that's all. That not happen again.
Please, that would be the biggest waste of my time. Yeah, of course it can. I mean, there's a ton of reggae sounds that have hip hop dubs. There's a ton of guys like me that have hip hop dubs. There's also guys like Dr. J who have a billion soca dubs. Like, I think it goes in anything. I just think it wouldn't be. It would just be more of a fun thing when it gets into other markets. You know what I mean? Yeah,
so it can expand then. It's really absolutely the entity.
I think people, I mean, I'm like Rodeo. I think people like to hear it. Like even on Twitch, like Ricky said, like I don't play my dubs and stuff. I do on occasion. And my dubs, a lot of my dubs are like super aggressive. And to me, it's because of the way I'm playing them. I'm not yelling on the mic and directing it at people. I'm just playing them, right? So I think people definitely love to hear. There's enough people out there that love to hear what you can do with the songs and what you can do with the music to make it your own. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think it's just like Ricky said. I actually agree with Ricky. Like if you're gonna get into that field, into that arena, and that is your goal and that is your thing, you got to deal with it. You got to deal with what you're stepping in Thunderdome. You got to take the licks. You know what I mean?
Can I say something before Rodeo? Because I know Rodeo wants to say a thing, you know.
And I got to bounce too. So.
All right. So you're real quick. Scratch. Back in the days of California Dream, right? Right. So we're down at California Dream now, and we playing songs, and the songs are saying pussy this and certain things, right?
Just
the
like,
songs
just
itself.
like Cine said, yeah.
Yeah, just like Firestini was saying. The songs are saying that. So I'm at California Dream. I'm playing this, and I'm exuberating. I'm adding to the song by saying, I mean, or whatever. I'm adding to it, right? Now, Erica pissed off, or the staff is pissed off. We got banned from California Dream, and we lost money because we had like 3 dates booked, and we got banned for dealing with it how I deal with it, right? So now, all right, cool. After that lesson, Wiz, I realized that I gotta be me. I can't change. I'd rather not play a California Dream. But as a businessman, I'm like, man, that's a good money losing every fucking week still. So
remember, Ricky, we had these conversations a lot of times in the 90s. Me and you had to have these conversations.
You and I had these. And that's why I said, what we had to do was we had to bring somebody on the sound that would be able to handle this because I can't do it. But on the same tip, I need my money, bro. So that's how we were able to bring other people on the sound and get that money too. But I'm just trying to say, I'm authentic to the dancehall thing. I'm authentic to the clash scenario in the Sound Clash regime. So not everybody gonna like me, but guess what? I don't like to go in the club and hear too much Bomba Clat 45. I want to hear dub plates. So I'm not gonna like every DJ also. And there are people like me that are out there.
Of course.
I want to hear dub plates. And I want to hear some bad man talk to.
Yeah, but B.
And it's not everybody that's like me, but there's people that are like me.
But B.
Hold on, before you jump in, Rodeo, I know Scratch has to go, so we just want to say thank you for passing through and thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. There's a connection has been made, and I hope
hold on, things let me talk to Scratch before I leave. Scratch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Scratch, you drop some proper dimes tonight. Big man thing.
But on the real, hit me up, Rodeo. I'll literally sit with you for an hour and
definitely.
I'll show you what it is that
yeah, you gotta
do.
open up them technology doors for me.
Nah, it's not even it's just it's not even technology. Don't even think it like just think of it as business, man. Like see how Ricky and that's honest to God, like we had these conversations starting out, especially in the 90s. We had to talk because I was the hip hop and R&B guy, and I mean I could play reggae. I could have played reggae easily. I didn't have to do it with Turbo, but I loved the vibe that we had when we were together. It was a different dynamic. Nobody could really mess with us at that time. You know what I mean? And we had to talk. I said, and it was the same thing. It's like, I said, Ricky, if you're going to come on this side, if we're going to do these university parties and we're going to do all these things, you can't, like, it can't be
so hardcore.
Yeah. It can't be the banquet hall mentality. You got to leave the banquet hall at the banquet hall.
And I'm like, man, Scratch, I ain't even no banquet hall at no fucking banquet hall. Let me get somebody.
Yeah. It's a different world. Like, I'm playing for girls to dance on the dance floor. That's what I'm playing for. You know what I mean? I'm not playing to scare the shit out of people on the dance floor. I don't want people being like, what is going on? You know what I mean? But it worked. Like, Ricky understood. Everybody in Turbo understood. And we just made it work. You know what I mean? And I think, anyone is capable, and there's nothing wrong with the way Ricky thinks. I think, of course, there are people out there that want to hear that, and there's a place for them to go. You know what I mean? There's a place for everybody to do it. You know what I mean? So just pick your battles, do it. It's the same any platform you go. Real World, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook. You are in charge of how you want to be perceived. You are in charge of how you are representing your brand. So however it is, represent it. If Ricky wants to go out and tell everybody to suck this and suck that, that's fine. Then
don't endorse that, Scratch.
No, I'm just saying. Scratch, it is what it is, bro. It is. It's 31 years, bro. It is what it is, bro.
But then
I'm not gonna endorse. I love a clash. I'm not endorsing that talk.
Yo, you know what? Yo, Rodeo.
Ricky, but Ricky can't get mad when Rodeo doesn't hire him then.
That's right.
I mean?
That's right.
That's the play right there.
Just hire King Turbo, Rodeo. How do you explain not hiring King Turbo, Rodeo? And you don't hire Ricky Turbo, well, we'll hire King Turbo, Rodeo. It's all good, bro.
Okay, on that note, I'm out.
Yeah. All right, Scratch, pick up yourself.
All right, thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Scratch. Appreciate
Good to see you, Ricky. Good to see you, Ricky.
Yo,
Good to see
I'll see you on Twitch, Scratch.
Yes, Rodeo, link me. I'll be waiting. It's public now. It's public.
Rodeo, upload Twitch.
Yeah, I don't get them kind of loves, Rodeo. I don't get those kind of love. I need that link, you know, the thing.
Wiz, come on, Wiz. I wouldn't be here if there was no love.
All right, so I'm out.
All right, later. All right, so Scratch is out. Okay. All right, so here we are. Yeah, no, man, we're all good. You know, it's just a blessing to see, you know, this platform, you know, enhance a level of respect. You know, here's Ricky Turbo, who people have said so much things about, but they don't understand how intelligent this man is and how what he's done for this business and this industry and this culture. Here is Rodeo, who some people love to hate. I don't go on his live anymore. I'm done with his live. I'm done. I can't be Yo, man put up a picture, said he's mad at somebody. Everybody chose me. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, but no matter what, this man has stayed true to this culture, and I'm talking the music industry. He's paid whatever dues he has to pay, and he's made it beneficial for DJs like myself and patrons to enjoy a culture repeatedly over and over and time again. I don't know if there's an artist out there that could really say, if you say Rodeo promo, oh, he's done bad business. I haven't heard that ever.
No,
and I've known him for 30
I'm like,
years.
I want to get paid. What's Rodeo dealing with, yo?
There you go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, real time. Big up.
and no matter what, you know, what kind of genre he plays, Scratch, he's represented in whatever he does. So we give him big credit to that, and you know, we respect that. Big up Suspense, who finally has joined the live. Never linked me ever in the years.
Yo, listen to me, Wiz. If you want to link Suspense, you're gonna have to link me or Scratch. It's pretty much like that.
Oh, that's it. Oh, that's how it is. Okay, all right. Okay. You know, listen, times have totally changed. Totally changed. You see me here as a host, and I've brought a lot of people together. And I believe what a host should be doing is presenting the platform and allow people to talk. If we don't allow Scratch to talk, Ricky to talk, or Rodeo to talk, how are we going to understand and hear what they have to say and get the full message if we continue to cut them off, or act like, you know, it's about us? It isn't about Wiz. It isn't about Wiz. Wiz has a great platform. So all the people who, you know, try to disrespect and say whatever, it isn't about me. It's about this culture and what people bring to this culture. And this platform is a set and a fine example of bringing some of the greatest talents that the world, especially Canada, from Canada. That is my most dominant factor. We are from Canada.
Yeah, man.
We are presenting so much to this world, and I don't think Canada gets their fair share of credit. I really don't think that we get our fair share of credit. And I know a lot of people come in here and they like to hear the negative and the pasa and the mix-up. It's not happening here. It doesn't get to that level. I know we call some people's names, but it's not in disrespect. We call it in a volley of what's been going on and what's laid out. And there's nothing that nobody can't see. They can't look up for themselves, and they can't understand that this is what it is. So when people come to Wizology, I want you to understand that. And I want you to know that even look at Ricky. He's not up here cussing and carrying on and this. He's here talking facts. The real way, facts. This is what it is. And I want people to understand and respect that. I don't care if it is 5 people, 50, 500. Everybody who's on this live is important. Everybody who's watching it is important. And that's how it is. And there's some things I can't talk about. Uppercut. I'm not going to discuss that because that's an uncomfortable feeling. I don't want to, you know, I don't, even me, myself, I don't want to deal with it. But let's move further.
Yeah, that's soft. That's soft. Of course, King Turbo's still cutting tunes, yeah. That's not a big deal. But it's not like if I'm playing a party tomorrow night, if I cut a tune yesterday, I'm not going to play that new tune tomorrow. And if I have a clash coming up, we're going to cut a whole different set of tune again. So yes, King Turbo on every single side of King Turbo is still cutting tunes.
Okay, so there you have it. You know, we've seen a lot. We've seen a lot of sounds during this pandemic. So for some sounds, COVID actually is a good thing, unfortunately, for them to get into this market. What do you find yourself, Rodeo, as the biggest change for the sound systems? What are you seeing?
What I like about social media and the live movement with the sound system is that DJs are now building up a base now, a real fan base. And as a promoter, I can appreciate that because that means power. That means the ability to move bodies. That's how this is the perspective that I look at it. You need to understand this. So when some DJs are you can tell it's a trolling thing and people are watching them just hoping that something bad will happen.
Right.
Like, I'm very woke to all of this, you know. So I don't want people to think like if a DJ is hype and he gets all kind of numbers and all kind of viewers, that means they have the power to move bodies. That doesn't mean that. Those views don't. There's certain indicators that would let you know that they have the power to move bodies. And one of the indicators is when they're not talking about something negative or saying something negative, the numbers are still there. That is a rarity. That within itself is a rarity. I've seen many DJs get to 600, 800, 1,000 off of talking negative shit. But when they come on and they try to kick some positive game, they barely bust 100. So you understand that the people that's watching them is not really of any benefit. There's a lot of people that like to watch car accidents, and they're just waiting for a car accident to happen, B.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point. I like that point. Good analogy.
You know
I would have skipped in the room. Oh, okay. I like that point.
Steenie froze, so I'm just gonna. I'll add him later. But go ahead, Ricky. What are you saying? What are you seeing now? Because you're now a Godfather emblem in this industry now. What are you seeing now?
It's a movement. I believe it's true. It's a movement, and some boy are only out there to troll people, but they don't actually have any true fans for themselves. I guess maybe by dissing that sound, you're gonna gain some of their fans. Like, I don't really understand the mentality, and you know, I feel like it's a really bad place right now for the promoters, yo. Like I said, the artists earlier, the artists them are getting their Spotify listeners or their people that are completely taking in their whole album. The DJs them are getting their platforms to play on and do their thing, and the promoters got to find a way in between that. You get what I'm saying? Like Rodeo them have to find a way in between that, and then how do you know that just because, like he said, how you have 1,000 people, does that mean that you could rock the people in real life?
Right.
You know, because we as DJs know that there's a feeling that you get, a better feeling that you get from rocking a whole night of 30 people, and those people had a great time. They going crazy. All of them line up to get your phone number and some pictures. Then you have the crowd of 500 people, and every single one of them walk out the dance when it's done and don't even say nothing to you. So you don't know that DJ who has 1,000 people can actually play good for real people. 1,000 virtual people is probably equivalent to like 20 real people in the dance.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a hard thing right now to adjust. I've adjusted. The artists them can adjust because they get their songs out, but I think the promoters are having a hard time right now. And I'm glad that Scratch would all say to Rodeo to link him, because there are ways that the promoters can get involved. You know what I mean?
There are ways, but it goes back to that core root, Turbo. Dance hall artists be. It's not because you can call up Bounty and get 4 dubs by tomorrow afternoon.
It's different as a promoter.
Or you could call up Wyclef, and because you want a hip hop dub and say Wyclef shot me a dub. Not because you can do that. You try to get these dancehall artists to just come on your live. Jesus Christ, B.
No, honestly, I know they have an ego. The ego takes over first, you know.
Yeah.
It happens with sound, man. So it happens with sounds. So yeah, the dancehall artists' ego them are like way over.
I know all about that. Trying to get them in the live. I know all about that. People think it's easy and blah, blah.
It's an ego thing. We got to get guys like Jack Cure and these guys down back to earth, yo. You get what I'm saying?
I haven't played Jack Cure on my radio show.
I stopped my Jack Cures when they come on. So what I have to do now, I figure an idea for you, Rodeo, just an idea. Everybody got their thing. Is that you see the foundation artists, them who didn't get what they deserve, those guys are willing to work a little bit cheaper, and they bring us the memories that we need. I know it's not easy, but look at how Redemption brought in Freddie McGregor. I'm thinking that was one of the best redemptions ever. And Freddie is so reasonable, and he's not like super expensive. So maybe a route like that for the foundation.
You know what? To your Jack Cure point, Jack Cure banned me on WhatsApp about 2 weeks ago. So can somebody tag Jack Cure and ask him why he banned Rodeo?
Leave him alone. Jack Cure told the whole I was stuck on about 10 times.
I'm not about that. Until he make the same way he can publicly disrespect us, he can publicly apologize. And until that,
don't worry about Jack Cure Rodeo.
Him all right, man. Him all right. Him rich.
Yeah, where's the Fire Boss then, man? Where's Fire Steenie? His thing keeps coming in and out,
he keeps, because it's freezing, so I'm waiting for him to unfreeze.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, we can hear you, sir. How you doing? Good, pleasure, good evening for those around the world.
I love this gun.
This year is Fire Boss Steenie.
Fire Boss!
Good friend of ours. Yeah, see? That's why I said he's always freezing.
Uh-oh. All right, it's all good, man. Wiz, I don't have that much time, but I'd love to hear what the Fire Boss have to say. Rodeo.
Yes, sir.
I want to say big respect. I think that you've done an amazing job in the industry overall, even though you don't fucking hire a nigga, yo. It's all good, bro. on a city level, because we responsible, like Canada, kind of sort of, like, we feel kind of responsible that we want the people to always have a good time, and we want to shut out bullshit promoters. But Rodeo, his thing has always been solid. The flyers are nice, the promo's real. They could be hitting numbers on Twitter and shit.
I don't want to end this on a controversy, but you know the King Turbo politics already. You know the King Turbo politics. I don't want to call certain name.
No,
You can't.
Them that don't get called on this, like them that not them that on this. Watch it. Them that don't get called yassa. Fire boss, what y'all doing?
Big up Rodeo, yo.
No. I fought too hard. Fire boss, I fought too hard, you know? Them that need to just stay over Dessa. Them that can send their people and hide behind whatever. Them that can stay over Dessa and be the business.
Bring in Fire Boss, yo. What the fuck, yo?
I don't know what Rodeo's dealing with. Fire boss, what y'all doing? What y'all doing with Fire boss? All them they're all right.
Shit, Fire Boss gone out. All right, boss.
There's the Fire boss. Fire boss, what y'all doing?
Yo, everything good, man. You can hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Listen, the points them that you guys were talking today was perfect. Sound very good, but there's a couple of things. Like, all right, for instance, a lot of dancehall songs right now have "Suck Your Mother" in it. Do you realize that? Popcorn, go suck your mother, dog. We not almost every second song. Almost every second song that's made has "Suck Your Mother" somewhere in the song right now, and people sing it.
Call me old.
Loud.
Call me old. I'm not accepting that. Stevie, call me old. I don't care.
But yo, I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you to 100%. But what I'm saying is, many dancehall songs right now have "Suck Your Mother" in it. The song itself.
Okay, fire. Okay, fire.
Again,
fire,
hold on one second.
Go ahead.
Scratch said something too. I perceive old people. You're not gonna go in Seneca College and burn out Matty, man. And
okay, my fault. My bad.
Wherever you play.
Oh my.
Stevie's cutting out, man.
Yeah.
Oh
Stevie,
man. All I heard him say, you're not gonna go to college. You're not gonna go to colleges and burn out.
You're there. He's back. He's there.
Yeah. You're not gonna go in Seneca College and burn out Batman and lesbian unless you're a cokehead. You understand what I mean? But think about it. If you're in a hardcore dance in Jamaica, right? A hardcore ghetto place in Jamaica, you have to say something on certain things, fam, or else the people them probably are going to say, I would have like a soft selector.
Turbo.
I don't know.
Rodeo. Hold on, Rodeo. Okay, Rodeo, hold on.
And the crowd would be just dead, you know, B. I would say to Steenie, I've said it to many times too. I need you tonight, B. I don't tell Steenie, I never tell Steenie what to play, you know, B. But you see,
that will say it. But you don't need it to build a vibes, bro. I don't use it to build a vibes. I don't use it to build a vibes. It's just like we in the clash and it's going now and it's part of the clash. Just like, you know, saying the word gun or poster wall. Poster wall, I mean, that's like a huge one. I mean,
so
it's not used in early job. It's not used to build vibes. Calling about a person poster wall or suck your mother. It's not used to build vibes. The vibes are already there and we are killed now. You know, that kind of thing.
I think that what happens is people could use it. What the problem is when we know it's personal. I think that is what probably. I think that is what the issue is.
But if Rodeo's a promoter, then he's defending his crowd, and it could be very personal to somebody in the crowd still.
It's disgusting, B.
I mean, it's part of the culture. I get it. But I think what it is when it gets to a level of taking it to, like, first of all, as a selector, I don't know about y'all, but me, when I was growing up, I knew that kids were off limit. You know, you don't deal with the you could say something maybe about a girl or something, but when it gets to personal level, there's levels to this thing. Because
Ricky Trooper about suck your mother. Ricky Trooper and Panda about suck your mother.
The main thing is you cannot say suck your mother everywhere. You cannot do that.
No.
You don't just go in a big people. Just say I play our old hits or Rosa or one of them man. You cannot go in there and go say mother.
Right.
You cannot do that.
Right.
But if you're in front of some little drunk picnic where you know a gun in night down, weed did that man, you can do what the fuck you're saying. But you know what I mean? There's drunk.
Turbo.
That's what you want to hear.
Okay, Turbo. Me and you both grew up with a bunch of white boys. And there's a term that the white boys used to be. And the term is, that's a go word. And to me, that is a fucking go word, B.
Well, it's like goof, right?
No, honestly, it's like goof. Goof to a white boy, you gotta punch in the fucking face. It's a go word, right?
Yeah.
That's a go word, B.
There's a time and place.
Rodeo. The only one that can tell me to suck my mother is that next sound man.
Oh my God! Wiz, come in here. Wiz, clear this up for me, please.
That's kind of what it is, yo. The only boy tell me to suck my mother is that next sound man. Everybody except Polly.
It's in context, though. It's in context, like
it's in context.
It's in context.
All right, listen to me, no man. Listen to me. I gotta tell you this. As long as you don't live, suck your mother will never stop in dance hall. Hardcore. I'm telling you that right now. I'm sorry to tell you. From before us, you have Besa Disi tell you suck your mother. Jaro tell you, Panta tell you go suck your mother.
Okay.
It's been in there. You're not gonna change it now. You can't.
B, Steenie, everybody's getting a pushback tonight because Turbo's gonna recognize what I'm about to say. Turbo, remember when they were doing the clash and if you said Bumble Clat, you would get kicked off the stage or kicked out. Remember those clash, Turbo?
Yes, I do.
So that's what I'm trying to say. It don't have to be in the clash, B.
But we got Red Rum clashes and stuff. Red Bull clashes, and those clashes are kind of like geared like that Sumfest clash. You can't cuss. Right, there's certain clashes that you can't cuss, the big international festival kind of ones them still. But if I'm clashing a nigga down a Shoreham or on a Malvern there, my God, the fucking mother, then the gun talk them. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm not gonna go to the international center and tell a guy what we won. But if I'm going to a little war down a blood clot St. James Town, I might tell him about the kings. It's just a character thing, like
people understand yeah.
Wiz, Rodeo, and King Turbo. We all know what hip hop is. You know, so I'm sitting with them saying that hip hop, you will cry and sit on the own for 6 months.
Yeah.
They tell you if you go drinking, I shot my mom and my dad is a whore, my hook. One shot some fucking
Steenie, the difference is, you see, if you tell a mother in a hip hop song to go suck your mother, you're dead.
Those guys call my girlfriend a bitch. Hey, my girlfriend's a bitch. I'll make her suck her dick.
There's a different level. B. You do not diss. That's what I'm trying to say. Why in the hip hop world you can't diss their mother or you're dead, but in the dancehall world you can diss their mother? Why is it acceptable, B?
You know what? In the dancehall world, we're not calling our girls bitches, sluts, and hoe every minute, right? Right? But we don't say, boy, I go suck your mother. I mean, it's a cultural thing, bro. I don't agree. You know what? As I got older in my 31st year of playing the sound, I just I got started say, boy, Ricky, you know, you can't really be saying that, you know, like you got to stop saying that shit, bro. You know, I've said things, Rodeo, I've said things, and then I went to Germany, And the man that brought up the things that I said, and they locked me down, kill me dead at 1 o'clock Germany with the sound. So the words of your mouth will come back to hit you. It's hit me, right? So I do realize that suck your mother is not a good thing. And
it's not a good thing.
It's not.
I agree. Right. But everybody on the right that's right here.
Don't do as I do.
A while ago, I just said that every Jamaican dancehall song has "Suck Your Mother" in it, and everybody right. True. When you say something else now, them say true, like them are trained. When we
connection
itself, and it says everybody, their mama say it in a one song. And the people them love it. Skilly Bang will say it, Rare, and they'll word for word. Intense. Everybody will sing it.
Let me ask you this. Hold on. Let me ask you this. So, Rodeo, when Eminem did a song about terminating his mom, didn't like his mom at all, people jumped up and went crazy about it because that was an album.
Can I see something? That was a personal biography about how the man felt. If people are on the live and have certain feelings and they're afraid to write it or they're afraid to sing it, that's on them. But if I go through something and that's my truth, regardless of how bad I was thinking or whatever I wanted to do something, if that was my truth, I have the right to say, yo, at the time, I felt like cutting and stabbing and shooting at the time because that was my truth, B.
Okay.
It's a good point. Answer to that.
It's a good point. Yo, big up Junior Killer in the room. He said something which would piss off Rodeo. Not piss him off, but it's a true fact for like a promoter is that a lot of these guys don't have no speech. A lot of these guys don't have no talk. And all they know how to do is say, suck your mother, suck your mother, suck your mother.
Yeah, well, that's
so
dumb.
That's like a piss off still, right?
That's
so
dumb.
That's
but then you have some other selectors that have all kinds of different talk, too much talk, and them still say suck your mother.
Right.
I don't know.
Hold on. Look at that. Look at that. Hold on. Look in the group. New legend kitchen. That has to be Paulie trying to diss me.
You see that
Paulie coming here trying to diss me. So
your mother.
Yo, Paulie is such a fucking. Hold on. Paulie is such a fucking pussy guy. All he does is live off of the shit that I drop, yo. He doesn't do nothing in the industry, and his dub plates fucking suck the bag. I am Ricky Turbo from King Turbo, Paulie. You ain't shit, bro. We have 5 minutes.
Yeah. Listen, we'll move on from that. Let's focus on what it is right here, right now.
That's too big to move on from, B. Hold on there. So
So Ricky, for Paulie, he only gets 1 minute, 4 minutes for Wiz. Continue.
So Ricky, if I set up a clash, you would clash Paulie?
No, because Paulie don't deserve to clash me. I'm the world-class champion 2 times over, bro. I'm the world-class. Paulie doesn't have the accolades to clash me. He hasn't gained any accolades as yet.
That would be my first clash. I'm telling you right now, Ricky. That would be my first clash.
No.
That would be my first clash.
I said no.
Yo, listen.
Continue. 3 minutes,
we're gonna end it here. We're gonna end it here. We're gonna end
it here. You know what they say? Yes, you're quiet, but remember me tell you, say.
No, man, I listen like you. Man.
I'm just listening.
Yo. Like you, Steenie.
No, man, I love you, Ricky, man. Ricky, don't say that, my lad, because you know I love you.
Paulie, suck your mother.
Listen, we're gonna end it here. Listen.
We're not talking about that, Ricky.
Yo, I wanna big up Rodeo, big up Steenie for jumping in, big up Ricky Turbo, big shout outs to everybody who is in the room. We're gonna end this right here. Yo.
Okay, Wiz.
Yeah.
Wiz, before you come off the live.
Yeah.
Rodeo come out the live. Can I say something that's very, very important too?
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Do you know you can be
very,
you can be very, very good on a platform or Twitch or Instagram or all those beautiful things. suck the bag. You know that.
Yo, freezing. He's freezing. Fire stick is freezing.
Yeah, do you hear me right now?
Yeah.
I said, you can be very good on platforms. Live concert, you suck.
Okay. Yeah, he's freezing. Yo, you're
You're having a rough time. Steve is a rough time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a rough fire stick. It's rough. Can you hear me now? Is he there?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Can I say something quick, Wiz? I just want to say the words of the guest do not represent me. The guests are entitled to say whatever they want to say, but they do not represent what I feel about everybody. I'm just
We're just part of a part of this conversation, and
exactly.
You know what I mean? Listen, you see, we're trying to help my culture, and it gets out of hand sometimes. But you know, things happen, man. Things happen, and I'm telling you something. It's all in the form of somehow it has to dwell in the culture. You know what I mean? It has to dwell in the culture. You know, I'm trying to do my part. Rodeo's trying to do his part. Fire Boss does his part when he jumps on the live. The teachings that we have is instrumental for many of those who are DJs now. Fire Stick, can you hear us? So the opinions expressed are solely of those of the guest and not of the host or Rodeo or Fire Stick. Is it?
Yeah. I'm not involved still. That part them never involved in.
Yeah, so it is what it is. Listen, we just move on from that.
Yeah, that part them not involved in still.
It was a great conversation that revealed a lot.
Yeah.
So it's my vibe. People have their rivals, right?
Yeah.
People, but this is what I was saying. You see it earlier on, right? You hear me?
Yeah.
Earlier on, you know that there's a lot of people that's good on live. They're good on live. They're good on Twitter. They're good on Twitch, all those good stuff. But when they're live in front of a big crowd, it's a total different atmosphere. You know that, right?
It happens, yes. Yeah, because pressure.
There's a lot of people that's good. There's a lot of people that's big on platforms, big on Twitch because they did 24,000 hours but when it's in real life, it's a different, you know that they suck, you know, like, no disrespect, but like they're very, very bad live.
Good point. Good point. Wiz, I got a question for you. Wiz, I got a good question for you.
So you don't record
that.
Fire Stick. I'm gonna have to cut Fire Stick. He's freezing. Fire Stick.
Cut.
Fire Stick. Cut, and then try rejoin the live.
All right.
B,
all right, go ahead.
That
Rodeo.
was a great conversation. I don't want my battery to die on you. It was a great conversation. I'm gonna work my hardest with Ricky and with Polly because I'm both.
That's all you. Yeah, you do what you do.
And you will be the MC that night.
No.
And that night there'll be no suck your mother allowed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That would be the suck your mother free zone clash. So they have to clash with music that night. Then
music. Yeah. So you say you're gonna ask a question. Boy, the one DC could throw it after me. Boy, I tell you. Anyways, you're gonna. What was your question?
No, it's
listening. I appreciate that you took the time out to be here. I appreciate Ricky Turbo starting from scratch, Fire Bostini. Thank you to all those. I'm going to have a State of the Union for the lady that I'm talking to. She was in a meeting, and it's very, very, very big. It's just I don't think I could have anybody else on the live with her, so I'm trying, but my fingers are crossed because it's big when I drop that. But you know, tonight I learned a lot about the whole Twitch movement. I learned a lot about how people feel. I've heard, you know, the sides of the clash. You know, the sides of the sides of the clash area. And listen, in the realest of real, everybody does what they do for the culture, man. You know, there's people who can say what they want to say and do what they want to do. You know? It's just part of that. It's just part of this, and this is what we have to. You know, this is this is just what we have to be amongst. What I do for Canada. I want Canada to be on the thing. We have so much great selectors, so much great people, so much great patrons. What we do, I don't think is accepted, right? In a level around the world. And I'm not discrediting anybody. I'm just thinking, I'm just fighting for us that's here. And, you know, of course, this gentleman, I've hung out with him for over 30 years, I think, close to. And, you know, it's just, you know, I don't see a stronger promotion movement. There's a lot of promoters out there that do their thing, and God bless them, and keep doing it and keep striving. We just give credit where credit is due for those who can, you know, give them their respect now, right? So big up, big shout outs to Ricky Turbo. He's held it down. Big shout outs to Started From Scratch. They've held it. Big shout outs to Fire Bostini. He's held it. And big shout outs to Rodeo Promo. He's held it down. So Rodeo, big up yourself. Of course, you know me. We'll join a live thing and one day, and whenever you're on live, I'll come, you know, bother your live and everything there.
Yeah, but respect for the reach out. Respect for the reach out. And hey, don't forget, you know, cheap plug at Rodeo Buds. I heard something's going on over there at Rodeo Buds. Go follow that. See what's up. Buds has said.
Rodeo Buds. Yeah, it is what it is. Look more. Yeah, and big up one. That's one of my favorite. Like, I have a favorite sound. Like, although they didn't invite me to the anniversary, but Sound Coalition and Black President is one of my favorites. I like OGS, but from Canada, I really like, you know, big shout out to Super Fresh, who's absolutely amazing. Klepto's doing their thing. But I really like that sound, Soul Survival. I really, you know, that sounds really really, you know, really doing some good things. So big shout out to them for doing what they do. All right. So Rodeo, big up yourself. Look more. You hear that? And don't call me when you're live, because you always cuss me off. You say I can't be political, so I'm not coming on your live.
I might go on later. I might go on still.
All right. Okay, later.